2020 and 2021 alumni, the 2022 graduating class, and faculty of Portland State University.
Welcome to Portland State University 2004 commencement.
Welcome to Portland State University's 2009 commencement ceremony.
The 2010 commencement.
2013.
2015.
2016. 2019.
2021 commencement festivities.
I said congratulations.
This is your time. Don't be afraid to rock the boat a little.
I challenge you to let your knowledge serve the city, to find a little place where you can start to make change.
I encourage you, I urge you, I beg you to be ready and willing to stand up and speak out and take a risk.
So I will not pass you my torch. I'm not going to tell you what your music will be, for you must find it. And I wait with such great anticipation and such joy to find out the nature of your music.
Graduates, alumni, family members, friends, and guests, please rise for the platform party.
Welcome to Portland State University's 2022 commencement ceremony. I am Susan Jeffords, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. It is my honor to lead today's ceremony. Joining me on the stage are honored guests, PSU's academic and administrative leaders, and our student commencement speakers, all of whom are listed in your program. If you are able, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, by graduating Portland State student Alyssa Paulson. Alyssa is earning her Bachelor's of Music in Music Education.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Alyssa, and congratulations on your achievement. Portland State University is located in the heart of downtown Portland, Oregon, in Multnomah County. We honor the indigenous people whose traditional and ancestral lands we stand on: the Multnomah, Kathlamet, Clackamas, Tumwater, Watlala bands of the Chinook, the Tualatin Kalapuya, and many other indigenous nations of the Columbia River. It is important to acknowledge the ancestors of this place and to recognize that we are here because of the sacrifices forced upon them. In remembering these communities, we honor their legacy, their lives, and their descendants. If you are able, please remain standing and welcome James Smith, who is Fort Peck and Warm Springs, and the Bad Soul Drum Group, who will perform a Native American honor song in recognition of the indigenous land we were on and in honor of our graduates here today. Thank you, James Smith and Bad Soul. May everyone please take your seats. Thank you to everyone who is joining us for our first in-person ceremony in 3 years. Our ceremony is being broadcast live on PSU's website. We welcome all who are joining us here today. I am very pleased to introduce to you the president of Portland State University, Stephen Percy. President Percy.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I want to start out with a few brief words. Congratulations, class of 2022. Greetings and welcome to all PSU students graduating today from the College of Education and the School of Business, and to your family and friends. Graduation ceremonies are among the most exciting highlights of our year. Like everyone here today, we are so proud of the accomplishments of those graduating. We know that the path to graduation is not easy. It requires hard work and determination. It requires grit to make it over the rough spots. It requires support from friends and family. That said, you have all done it, and this is your day. Our ceremony today marks the first time we've been able to meet for graduation in 3 years, as we finally achieved much progress in moving beyond the pandemic. This is our first time holding graduation at Providence Park, an outdoor venue with more capacity to hold all of those who wish to join us for graduation today. Another first this afternoon is that we're honoring graduates from the classes of 2020 and 21 who were not able to be awarded their degrees in person because of COVID. I'm so very, very pleased that some of those graduates are with us today, and I want to take a moment and just give a big round of applause to the graduates of 2020 and 2021. While we have a specific part of our ceremony today addressed to those students, I just couldn't help but starting out and recognizing them, and thanks to those of you who could be with us today. Moving ahead, please. Another important first here is PSU is our first generation students. I'd like to ask for a big round of applause for those students who are graduating today who were their first in their family to graduate from college. So just a big round of applause for those students, please. Graduation addresses often include people seeking to provide both encouragement to the next stages of your lives, moving to careers or graduate study, as well as advice for the future. I only wish to offer one bit of advice to share. Please stay true to your passions. In the years I've been at PSU, both as dean and as your president, I have seen countless examples of the care and passion that PSU students have for the betterment of others. In classes I've taught, and meeting with student leaders, and in conversations with students I've had across campus, I'm consistently amazed at the level of caring that our students have for the betterment of others, for greater justice and equity, for creating more opportunities for those who've been marginalized, and for fighting back against the harms of climate change. You have shown your passion over and over. Please hold on to that passion and stay involved. Our world and our nation need a new generation of leaders and advocates who I am confident can create a better world than we face today. As I conclude today, I want to share one final thought. When faculty and staff leave the institution, sometimes to retirement, sometimes to move to another job, I always tell them that once you're part of the PSU family, you're always part of the PSU family. I extend that same sincere wish to all of you today. You've been part of our family for a while now, and your rest of your lives, we want you to remain part of our family. We want to hear from you and learn about your successes in life. We hope and we know that there'll be opportunities for you to get involved. We want you as longtime members of our community in your new role as alumni. Again, my deepest congratulations to all those graduating today. We're so proud of you. Have a great day, and go Vikes!
Thank you, President Percy. Graduates, as you transition from being students to alumni, you should know that there are PSU alumni located throughout the world. PSU alumni are well respected in the world of work and in graduate schools across the nation and around the globe. We are honored to welcome our class of 2020 and 2021 alumni who are with us today. Please join me in welcoming alumni Motutama Sibali'i and Kyle Leslie Christie.
Hello, classes of 2020 and 2021. My name is Motutama Sibali'i, Student Body President of 2021.
And I'm the 2020 President, Kyle Leslie Christie, and we are here to celebrate you.
You graduated when none of this was possible. The huge stadium, walking across the stage, hearing the cheers, and graduating to serve as role models for your family and friends. The pandemic has stolen a lot from us, including our time to shine. And to be honest, I struggled, and I know a lot of you did too. But we persevered, and we did it. You did it.
The future rewards those who press on. We found strength by pressing on, by finishing what we started. Adversity along our journey created opportunities for resilience, and we're here to tell you the journey doesn't end here. Now is our time to make change in the world, to be the change together.
The time we are living in can be overwhelming, frustrating, and scary, and it's hard to know how to change it. When I feel this way, I think about all of you and remember that at least I'm not in this alone. I have all my classmates who are willing to go the extra mile to make this world a better place within your respective fields. But we will make history together as we set out to change the world. I'm currently a graduate student in public health, and I hope to become a physician and politician someday. And my long-term goals include making healthcare and education free for all Americans. So if I'm able to make this happen one day, I hope y'all remember this speech.
And I spend a lot of time in community gardens now. With my company, I started PDX Urban Gardens. These days, I have a lot of large existential problems on my mind, but every day I work alongside other people to make positive change, things get easier. And despite it all, plants continue to grow, flowers continue to bloom, and we continue to live. And how we choose to live in this moment is what matters. So find contentment wherever you land and keep going.
To everyone at PSU who's helped to get us here in this moment, thank you.
And to the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022, congratulations.
I'm going to be a little impromptu. Will all the members of graduating classes of 2020 and 2021 just stand up and we'll give you another round of applause. I know you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Motu and Kyle. I also want to take a minute to offer a very special thank you, and that's to our faculty, a number of whom are with us today, for their efforts in guiding these students to successful completion of their academic programs. Your expertise and dedication to our students is outstanding. I hope you'll join me in giving them all a round of applause. Now to the graduates. I wish to pay a special tribute to the more than 1,500 undergraduate students graduating today with academic honors. Candidates graduating with honors can be identified by the cords worn with their regalia. Please join me now in recognizing these students with a round of applause. Congratulations to all of you. Our student speakers this year represent the highly talented class of 2022. Our first student representative is Kathleen Mahurin. Kathleen is receiving a Master's of Special Education, Visually Impaired Learner. Kathleen?
Thank you. When you walk up to Opportunity's door, don't knock. Kick that door in, smile, and introduce yourself. Now, Dwayne Johnson is probably not the most commonly quoted commencement speech celebrity. And normally, I don't like to be told to smile. But this quote and its accompanying smile helped give me the courage to interview for and complete graduate school. It helped me change my mindset about my own poverty, family mental health crises, losing friends to cancer, and divorce. I have found that this smile is a special kind of yoga that helps me stay mindful and release the fear that used to accompany opening new doors, like finally getting my master's degree. And getting a job that reflects the beginning of my earning potential. Thanks. I feel proud to be a part of a strong and diverse group of single mothers over 50 who survived countless obstacles to earn a degree. And I am proud to be a part of a group of graduates who, along with our professors, demonstrated resilience, tenacity, and courage in the face of what felt like someone was pushing on the back of the other side of that door. I hope that you will take the time to reflect on the work that you have accomplished, including the extracurricular work of taking care of yourself, your families, your friends, and your community members. You will see how many doors you kicked in, and even if you didn't smile, you accomplished something great. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Kathleen, and congratulations. Our first commencement address today is delivered by Lakshmi Praturi. She is the founder, CEO, and curator of Inc. She is a dynamic storyteller and an empowering speaker. Her experience encompasses leadership roles in corporate, philanthropic, venture capital, and cultural entrepreneurship. Inc. has been at the forefront of developing soft skills for executive leadership and entrepreneurs alike, enabling an experiential, lifelong learning journey. Inc. is instrumental in identifying unusual game changers of all ages, coaching them to communicate their stories, and curating a powerful network of resources. They help turn great ideas into reality, creating an end-to-end cycle that turns imagination into impact. Lakshmi is the recipient of numerous awards and honors, including being named as Inspirational Icon at the Audi Ritz Awards in 2015, Forbes magazine's 2010 list of women to watch in Asia, and an Alumna Award from Portland State University in 2010. Please welcome Portland State University alumna Lakshmi Praturi.
Good evening to all the graduates and their families. Very special day to you. You know, I just want to share with you that whenever I went to interviews, the question that always stumped me was, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? And usually my answer would be hopefully breathing, you know. And because, these big words like vision, purpose, long-time goals, I really don't understand any of them. I have a very simple rule in life. Try a lot of things, dump what you don't like, do what you like, and be the best at it. So I really want to share my experience in this beautiful city and this university that helped me even today. So I have had a lot of changes in my life. I started with mathematics, then moved to business, then I came to Portland State, and thanks to amazing professors I had here, like Dr. Harmon, Gilpatrick, Brenner, Dawson, I could take classes in any department apart from being in business school. So I took classes in theater, in Greek mythology, Nordic mythology, creative writing, you name it, I took all those classes. And I also had an opportunity to act in amazing plays, like for colored girls who considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. Just you name it, I've been able to do everything at Portland State. And it was just not my intellect that was fed. In Portland, I learned a lot about physical activities. When I first moved here, I couldn't even walk a mile, And within a few years, Portland, true to what it is, I've been able to raft down Deschutes, I've hiked in the mountains, I've climbed Mount Hood and ran Portland Marathon. Did so many things that opened my eyes to pushing my own potential. And finally, on the emotional front, like all young people, your first love, first heartbreak, etc. But really that fear that's there, that loneliness that's there as to what am I going to be, and also the amazing company of a great tribe, a family I call my own, adopted parents like the Blowers, etc. So this is what I had so far. And just a little bit on the fun side, I come from India, where most of the people would tell me, if only you were a little light-skinned, you could have been pretty. So I come to Portland, where everybody here thought I had a fantastic tan. So talk about being at the right place at the right time, So I just want to share with you how my life came a full circle in Portland. My graduating thesis at Portland State was to start a school called Esperanto that would teach theater techniques to business people, because storytelling is what leads to a great leadership. Ironically, after spending 30 years in technology and venture capital and all sorts of things, I am the founder of Ink Talks. It works with corporations across the globe to use storytelling as a tool. Now, I often ask myself, if I knew it 30 years ago, why didn't I do this then? Why did I have to do all these things to come to a point now where my company is exactly the thesis I wrote 30 years ago? And so here is the answer, and I hope you take this with you. The first lesson I learned is that purpose is not an aha moment. We are all like, I want to find my soulmate, my purpose. We are in search of this aha moment. It's not that. Purpose is something that stays with you for decades. It's only when you look back, you see what your purpose is and understand what you're happiest doing. And it's not just me. Even for those, be it Messi or Clyde the Glide, or whether it is Marie Curie or whoever, the purpose didn't come to them overnight. They worked at it for decades with a dogged determination. The second lesson I learned was that developing a skill set across disciplines is extremely important, not just what you're studying. And it's not just the classes I took in Portland State. It's being the parking lot attendant. It's being an Avon sales lady. It's being a theater person. These are all the things that taught me about professional excellence. And finally, I want to say the third lesson I learned that's the most important is the tribe that you create for yourself. I always tell young people, the one person that can make or break your life is the person you choose to marry. And the one boss you have that looks out for you can change your destiny. So don't go for the name of the company or the sexiness of the title. Go to a place which respects you. And if it is toxic, run from it. It doesn't matter what the name of the company is. So be at a place where you are loved and respected. So these are the lessons I learned. So in summary, I just want to tell you that as you graduate from this amazing school situated in this beautiful city, remember the three things. Let your purpose evolve. Let your talent develop through doing as many different things as possible, and partner with the right people, be it marriage or work or fun. I want to leave you with an invitation to be a special kind of a billionaire. At Inc., we are all inspired by the quote that says that life ought not to be measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the number of moments that take your breath away. If that is true, be greedy about collecting moments that matter, moments that make others rich. So here is wishing all of you being truly wealthy and being billionaires of moments. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi, for those very inspirational remarks. Our second student representative is Naif Al-Ghafili. Naif is receiving a bachelor's degree of supply chain management and logistics.
My name is Naif Al-Ghafili, an international student from the United Arab Emirates. I'm honored and privileged to stand here today representing my friends, graduates of class 2022. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone, including students who flew thousands of miles and challenged all the language and cultural barriers to seek education, opportunity, and a better future. Also, I'm speaking for first-generation students who believed in breaking the chain by embracing hope, change, and empowerment. I'm sure it was not a piece of cake, but that dedication made us unstoppable. I want to start by thanking the wise, supportive leadership of the UAE in investing in me and giving me this great opportunity to study here at Portland State. Also, I want to acknowledge my talented classmates and experienced faculty and staff who made this journey as joyful as possible despite all the ups and downs. The culture of excellence and the commitment to have a global impact is what brought us all together in this venue. Before coming to the US, I've heard all kinds of stereotypes and misconceptions about American people and schools. But when I started going to BSU, I was welcomed with warmth and respect. I've seen inclusion and diversity at their best, and the encouraging environment of curiosity, and the encouraging environment gave me a sense of curiosity to learn that I've never had. Class 2022, I do not think that I can finish my speech without addressing the biggest challenge of our entire generation, COVID-19. We all lived uncertain times of not knowing where all of that was going. The roller coaster of attending classes at Carr Miller Center to attending classes virtually from our kitchens or even beds to going back again to KMC. The fear to protect our loved ones and the desire to finish this amazing ride made us more determined than ever. Portland State grads, one chapter has ended and more chapters are to come. We are leading the future. We are leaving this stadium today equipped with the knowledge and skills to start the change. Class 2022, congratulations, we made it.
Thank you, Nayef. Our second commencement address today is by Ethelyn Tumalid Granados, an MA in the class of 16 and an MED in the class of 17. Tumalid Granados teaches language arts and advancement via individual determination at Clackamas High School, and she knows firsthand the importance of positive role models. She came to the Pacific Northwest from the Philippines at age 5, and it was her only teacher of color, Ms. Pritchard, who first encouraged her to excel in school. This past September, state officials announced Tumalid Granados as Oregon's newest Teacher of the Year, and Governor Brown called her a shining star our students need, with praise for her work as an exemplary educator, student advocate, and equity champion. Please welcome Portland State University alumna and 2022 Oregon Teacher of the Year, Ethelyn Tumalid Granados.
Love to see those blue hoods over there. Hi, everyone, and greetings. Portland State University's Graduate School of Education and Business. My name is Ethelyn Lanzon Tumalid Granados. Professionally, I go by Ethelyn Tumalid or Mrs. Tumalid. My students simply call me Tumalid, or ironically, Big T, as a 5'1" person. In October and September, I was named Oregon's Teacher of the Year for 2022. And I want to start by saying thank you for letting me speak at your commencement. I was just in your own shoes in 2017, sitting exactly where you were with the same hopes and the same dreams and the same anxiety. I'm here to tell you that it is okay to be nervous. It's okay to be excited. And furthermore, that feeling in your gut is there for a reason. It's your ancestors telling you that you are exactly where you need to be. A little bit about me. I work at Clackamas High School, North Clackamas School District, as an ELA teacher. I've taught 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade English. I've also really loved being an avid teacher, advancement via individual determination for first-generation college-bound students. I'm the advisor for Clackamas High's Asian Pacific Islander Student Union. I've co-led the CHI's BIPOC Staff Affinity Group, and I'm heavily involved in North Clackamas School District's Affinity Group. I'm green, I'm in my 5th year of teaching, and when people ask me what I do for a living, I always say, oh, I'm just a teacher. I'm just a teacher. I've learned more than anything this year that modifier does not belong in that sentence. As you can tell from everything that I just told you, that I'm not just a teacher. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, because as I look around this stadium, okay, that is not the case at all. We are not just educators. When I moved to the United States, it was Mrs. Moore, my 3rd grade teacher, who first helped me navigate being the only brown girl in a room full of white students. It was my 8th grade teacher, Mrs. Pritchard, who was my first and only teacher of color in my K-12 education who saw potential in me. She was a Japanese woman who shared similar experiences, saw my love for English, and put me towards honors English. And it was Maud Hines and Micah Ye who pushed me towards advocacy and creating spaces for those who felt marginalized within our system of education at PSU. It was my cohort from 2017, especially my colleagues of color who are now educators, whose own photo from graduation hangs in my classroom, who influence and watch over me every day as I speak to my own students of color about challenges in and outside of my classroom walls. They are not just teachers, they are and were life changers. They were influences, change agents who saw me for who I was, not just a student. And in my native language of Tagalog, Filipino, I'm the panganay, the eldest. I always tell people this because as a first-gen immigrant coming from a Filipino family, I've always had to navigate the world as an educator. And now that I've become this year's Teacher of the Year, and really an unapologetic teacher, I've really stepped into being Filipina, bilingual, an immigrant, and a woman of color, seeing myself as an asset form, all of who I am. I do the same for my students. And I know this year has been tough. The past several years have been tough. We all feel the fatigue, the collective fatigue of being an educator during times of change, a pandemic, the demands of our job, the worry of our kids, the uncertainty, and all the tough issues that are happening around us. Marginalized groups are under attack, and we want to protect every single one of our kids and our babies. Our jobs are under attack, and we want to protect ourselves. And you are entering a career that needs you more than ever before. I sometimes wonder if the work we do is worth it. I sometimes wonder if being just a teacher is enough. In April, I, along with other teachers from my school district, were chaperoning Asian Pacific Islander Student Union leaders to the Asian American Youth Leadership Conference. I had the opportunity to watch student leaders create their identity and create action plans for their respective schools. I mentioned this story because one of my Asian American students who goes to Adrian C. Nelson High School in my district asked the group, what made you join your club or want to be a leader? Many mentioned wanting to explore their identity, wanting to belong, trying to be more in touch with their heritage. You can only imagine my surprise when the girl who asked the question said, it was Mrs. Tumulad who made me join. She didn't realize it. I had never seen a Filipino teacher who looked just like me, and she was just so open and supportive. My presence alone was enough for her to join the group and eventually become the vice president of her APISU at Adrian C. Nelson. And I guess I answered my own question about the work being worth it. I answered my question of what does it mean to be just a teacher. I'm sure you have a student similar to Adriana who looks at you and just with your presence, it's worth it. You are more than just a teacher to the student. There's a term in Tagalog from my ancestor, Larry Itliong, isang baksak. Y'all probably know it. This is Tagalog, Filipino, for if one falls, we all fall. Isang baksak was used for the Unity Circle by Cesar Chavez and Larry Itliong during the Delano Grape Strike, with all of the different communities coming together since they spoke different languages. And they knew they were more. They were together and they were just. In other words, just stood for justice. I think this is the same for teachers. It isn't just, it's justice. So when I tell you now, isang baksak, when one falls, we all fall. And I thank you, Portland State University's Graduate School of Education, and look forward to seeing you not as just as an educator, but as a just and joyful educator, one whose presence is exactly what students need. And there will be students who look like you, who see you, And when they do, your presence will be enough. You will be enough. So here's to you, our educators of color, our bilingual, our immigrant, our LGBTQ, our first-gen educators, our educators who have gone through so much. As students see a mirror and a window, from the bottom of my heart, isang baksak, and I hope you remain joyful and remember you're not just an educator, you stand for justice. This is your Oregon Teacher of the Year of 2022, 2017 Graduate School of Education's alumni, Ethlyn Tumlad, saying congratulations, you did it, and the best is yet to come.
Thank you so much, Ethlyn. It's really easy to see how you were named the Oregon Teacher of the Year. And I want to thank all of our inspiring speakers. Now on to our graduates. Ivory Fields, class of 22, arrived at Portland State by way of Michigan in search of a graduate program that offered creativity. While at PSU, she served as Ooligan Press's first diversity, equity, and inclusion publishing assistant and developed a publishing course for underrepresented authors so as to reduce barriers. Like each of today's graduates, Ivory took her own unique path to this important moment. Here now is her PSU story.
I've always been interested in books and booky things, and I knew that I wanted to work with authors or be an author. I just never really knew how. My friend looks at me one day and she's like, I think you'd like Portland. So I look up Portland, Oregon publishing program, and there's one at PSU. At PSU, I worked with books at Ooligan Press since day one and found ways to express my passion for helping underrepresented authors get published. As Ooligan's first diversity, equity, and inclusion publishing assistant, I developed the How-To Publishing Workshop to share knowledge with authors that's usually inaccessible in traditional publishing. I started in psychology before switching to English in undergrad, and then I just kind of stumbled into publishing. Now that I'm here, I feel like this is exactly what I need to be doing. I want to build author diversity and equity and show that we in publishing are putting boots to the ground and showing up in underrepresented communities.
President Percy, here with us today are candidates who have completed all requirements for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise? On behalf of the deans of the school and college and the faculty, I am pleased and honored to present the candidates for the highest degrees awarded by the university. The names of those awarded doctoral degrees are listed in your program, along with the titles of their dissertations. President Percy, I recommend that these candidates be awarded their respective doctoral degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and the authority of the Portland State University Board of Trustees, it's my distinct privilege to confer upon you the respective degrees of Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education. All of you, together with your advisors, please come forward to be recognized.
Sarah Dutton Breen, hooded by Dorothy McElhone. David Gregory, hooded by Dorothy McElhone. Carrie Goen, hooded by Dorothy McElhone. Eva Blixeth, hooded by Tina Anctil. Lena Goma, hooded by Anita Bright. Jeremy Cohen, hooded by Pat Burke. Ashley Miller, hooded by Pat Burke. Ashley Davis, hooded by Pat Burke. Mariela Salas-Bao, hooded by Mickey Caskey. Sheila Maluli, hooded by Candace Reynolds. Linnea Spitzer, hooded by Karen Haley. Bethany Potts, hooded by Karen Haley. Reiko Mia Williams, hooded by Esperanza de la Vega.
Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise and remain standing? President Percy, I recommend to you the candidates for the master's degrees in the fields offered at Portland State University.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the authority of the Portland State University Board of Trustees, I'm delighted to confer upon you the respective master's degrees that you've earned at Portland State University. Congratulations to each of you. Gina, do you have a pusher? You should have someone handing you the... I'll help you. I'll help you.
Jake Wheeler. Barbara Pointer.
Get up on your mic.
Hoy Lee.
Hoy Lee.
Catherine Mahurin.
David Brian Avis.
Donald Zualin.
Swapna Madhuri Kandula.
Emily Tope.
Eric Lorenzo.
Maria Rodriguez.
Sergei Trufanov.
Masu Beardsley.
Laura Ng.
Gaia McTeer.
Aung Zan.
Raylan Benali.
William De Molina.
Nicole Brown.
Bryce Toohey.
Inga Franzuarez Wharton Mares.
Mina Alazawi.
Brianne Mangan.
Maria Huyn.
Karen Sayago.
Hai Ton.
Tabitha Fleming.
Sally Carnahan.
Andres Hernandez.
Jose Alamilla.
Langston Hamilton.
Chris Hammond.
Jennifer Arroyo.
Heather Roberts.
Jaska Yahara Ayoro.
You got it. Mark Spencer. Brian Dubuque.
Nancy Sandoval. Jessica Lisbeth Chavez Vasquez.
Jeff Sandoval.
Maria Diego.
Michelle Stopper.
Sandra Cecilia Dominguez Carrillo.
Kelsey Halls.
Emma Villarado.
Kim Valentine.
Esmeralda Vega Garcia.
Thomas Avalos.
Sonia Reyes.
Carissa Grady.
Yanel Santos Guzman.
Peter Dilla.
Hema Lacayo.
Frempong Owusu.
Allison Hutchings.
Jennifer Beagle.
Christopher Catton.
Molly Ono.
Trinity Norton.
Yusuf Suruju.
Tyson Pauling.
Lalpian Moy.
Brady Brick.
Khalid Alburaik.
Malik Thirdgill.
Zui Le.
Samuel Corpella.
David Nuttleman.
Zachary Vincent.
Angela Jan Wright.
Mike Dutter.
Arprita Prasanna.
Devin Singri.
Arati Rai.
Demarcus Richard.
Moniz Palacio.
Emma Jacqueline.
Telma Arriaga.
Sarah Freeman.
Bernice Ophelia John Lewis.
Summer Kirk.
Shalaka Mangrukar Kasnis.
Angelica Joy Somera Inman.
Madhuri Dasari.
Kaylee White.
Arushi Aurora.
Ian Vandermeer.
Wendy Huang.
Tyler Parr.
Otto Holtari.
Rachel Namson.
Iransi Nemuka.
Madeline Emerson.
Omar Khidir.
Danny Mitchell.
Mina Kamel.
Carrie Hamilton.
Dinesh Ramamurthy.
Kinsey Nolan.
Douglas Francis.
Shannon Mole.
Josh Swan.
Zell Starling.
Rowena Paz Norman.
Joanna Perez.
Karen De La Torre.
Abigail Passion.
Michelle Udom.
Aisha Pander.
Emma Woodburn.
Hope Ferns.
Chris Constans.
Greg Mead.
Banks Hall.
Maverick Avalon.
Alexis Young.
Vanessa Lopez.
Lauren Wilcox.
Shauna Shadden.
Richa Gupta.
Amanda McGovern.
Laura Shirk Charles.
Kate Evans.
Brian Boucher.
Iris Rodriguez.
Ian Miller.
Elizabeth Davenport.
Amanda Carey.
Danny Snelson.
Beamel. Kara Beamel.
Corey Wood.
Sky Blue Sprawls.
Mariah Harris.
Kira Cleveland.
Emily De La Zappa.
Becca Doyle.
Lauren Starts.
Ashley Adams.
Trisha Bliss.
Courtney Meidenbauer.
Ashley Pennycook.
Han Yu Lu.
Jessica Vaughn.
Elise Laritz Higgins. Thank you. Well, congrats.
Natalie Hurley.
Ryan Curtis.
Luis Ortiz Rodriguez.
Marwan Hunaidi.
Amy Altamirano.
Keegan Emrick.
Hannah Joy Schacht.
Drew Dayton.
Ulysses Eveleta Berdeja.
Chelsea Lisney.
Furman Justin Taylor Mock.
Daniel Parks.
Merche Cuevas.
Corey Kukas.
Chelsea Ashcraft.
Kyle Jennings Ashby.
Maria Lara Mendoza.
John Washburn.
Lauren Campbell Hine. Dina Haroon Almusari.
Kiara Wing.
Yeah, congrats.
Katie Sillison.
Rachel Luato.
Alonso. Maricela Marquez Alonso.
Brent Johnston.
Angela Henrich.
Alicia Tillery.
Jasmine Danko.
Linda Ida Miller.
Jasper Parks.
Jordan Mulvihill.
Brian Flores Torres.
Dan Noyes.
Harrison Cooper.
Richard Wiley.
Brendan Mount.
Jason Goralnik.
Nelson Perez.
Jean Dahlquist.
Jesus Nunez de la Paz.
Antoine Ali. Alikia Penmatsa. Congratulations. Not on. Mic's not on. So far, so good. Yes. No one's tripped. Smooth going.
And now for the really fun part of the day, will all the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and certificates rise and remain standing? Woohoo! Here we go. President Percy, I present to you the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and candidates for certificates in the fields offered at Portland State University. I recommend to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music, and the candidates for certificates.
I bet by now you know what I might be going to say. With the recommendation of the faculty and the authority of the Portland State University Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to confer upon you the respective baccalaureate degrees and certificates which you've earned at Portland State University. Congratulations to each of you.
Naif Al-Gefli.
Jessica Hanlon.
Lillian Goodman.
Hector Osuna Mondragon.
Bailey Vetter.
Elin Salazar Marquez.
Terrence Scott.
Wipawidi Hayward.
Daisy Kirk.
Amy Klingler.
Michael O'Brien Hahn.
Gillian Del Rio.
Ryan Gibson.
June John.
Jessica Palmer.
Ana Maria Gallegos.
Kelsey Henry.
Patricia Wilson.
Eric Savage.
Lena Alomar.
Connor Underwood.
Emily Ogden.
Zoe McBride.
Anne Fan.
Justina Tunnel.
Aaron Forsyth.
Caitlin Williams.
Buhar Babudi.
Brandon Braithwaite.
Juan Selway.
Madison Kuski.
Casey Crosby.
Brett Ristad.
Mary Swisher.
Cristian Ramirez.
Chloe Evans.
Elizabeth Bethencourt.
Anna Parker.
Alan Whittington.
Michaela Keller.
Carmela Raquel Melendrez.
Abigail Veneta.
Trang Dang.
Destiny Anderson.
Fu Wen.
Melissa Ohms.
Benjamin Pierce.
Teresa Troop.
Everett Kays.
Caitlin Cooper.
Daniel Anderson.
Lisa Eisenberg.
Parsa Mohammed Kezalaya.
Haley Hecht.
Elizabeth Pomikala.
Maddie Shoemaker.
Vanessa Scheel.
Robin Schmutzer.
Tanya Torn Mapian.
Alberto De La Torre.
Abby Christensen.
Madison Teefy.
Jamie Moffett.
Jennifer Starn.
Cynthia Delgado.
Dana Baxter.
Mariam Meshkaterani.
Xavier Pierce.
Christopher Ngulu.
Darion Franklin.
Colin Humphreys.
Courtney Carnes.
Margarita Duque.
Amy Nixon.
Paige Ward.
Brenna Close.
Jorge Luis Serna.
Terry McNulty.
Emily Nolan.
Amanda Marjoram.
Jessica Harrison.
Madeline Mask.
Abira Khan.
Alexander Logan.
Zachary Smith.
Becky Morton.
Hope Foley.
Dina Allen.
Hannah Jenny. Here's your card, Hannah.
Alacia Johnson.
Felix Coffin.
Hannah Greenlee. Kylie Ray Moniz.
Diane Vang.
Leah Newman.
Helen Maury Driftmeyer.
Edith Diaz Sierra.
Carrie Crenshaw.
Adam Amundsen.
Connor Eastman. Thank you.
Rachel Brecky.
Lucy Lee.
Honorine Fortiba.
J.B. Cruz.
Angel Carlson.
Baraki Kidane.
Kareem DeBlees.
Alexander Nuguse.
Grace Spring.
Andrew Wilson.
Katrina Severin.
Alexis Freeman.
Ara Erickson.
Moses Tran.
Yekaterina Stark.
Kate Patton.
Douglas Mitchell.
Brian Stevens.
Lavinia Malioco.
Brandon Halley.
Tracy Buseman Carlson.
Lucy Softitch.
Justine Lockhart.
Riley Haskins.
Megan Byer.
Madeline West. Heather Ann Nakagawa.
Veronique Niunai Herrera.
Oh, there's an L in there. Tony Quatlero.
Josiah Valencia.
Kunal Mehrotra.
Jennifer Jarvis.
Haley Green.
Alex McLeod.
Brandon Bob.
Marissa Monahan.
Nicole Fossum.
Heather Rocha.
Mohammed Dezay.
Lindsay Streifel.
Joseph Hammonds.
Trish Nicholson.
Mohammed Izeldin.
Angel Stempert.
Abdul Rahman Nauras.
Congrats.
Donnell Adair.
Alexander Chin.
Ashley Moat.
Zane Robinson.
Ashley Bauman.
Camden Kennedy.
Oh my God. Kemma Harvey.
Shaker Dababne.
Oh my God. Okay. Samuel Elsden.
Daniel Kong Hyung Kim.
Tamra Bester.
Neftali Avike Benitez.
Yesenia Ruelas.
Francisco Echevarria Avila.
Alexandra Walker.
Alex Kachike.
Jessica Soleil.
Ting Yan.
Misha Speck.
Jenna Charlie.
Priscilla Prevo.
Kelton Foreman.
Brooke Garcelon.
Christopher Kayata.
Madison Rose Gourlay.
Lana Hagadone.
Benjamin Wolf.
Jessica Haas.
Kristen Pepper.
Kua Trong.
Jennifer Pettit.
Trevor Schmidt.
Hallie Tyler.
Esma Abu Khater.
Emily Wolf.
Leslie Walgamot.
Mo Wong.
Dominique Anderson.
Molly Holland.
Rick Hodge.
Marissa Janes.
Tyson Lauer.
Dania Chavez Lopez.
Madiba Sutton.
Jesse Bonner.
Abdul Rahman Sokati.
Lauren Streeter.
Abdullah El Haj Ibrahim.
Katie Buddicky.
Ahmad Kadan.
Elise Helms.
Jamil Abu Daka.
Emily Yang.
Sydney Deline.
Julian Morris.
Elvira Rosales Ventura.
Natalie Rose Piercy.
Donnell Clark.
Griffin Lee Nilson Smith.
Jardín Montebello.
Kaylin Cisneros.
Rose Naguinom Ndebe.
Kate Dan.
Fiston Kamana.
Ann Source.
Netsitonda Tsiengiyumwa.
Lauren Charlo.
Tuni Bowie.
Kaylee Livingston.
Ashley Van.
Julia Bowers.
Keegan Perez Camacho.
Sydney Welt.
Madeline Purcell.
Sophie Arnold.
Michael Kemp.
Brooke Berry. Aristarco Herrera.
Here comes the rain.
Heather Weatherford.
Kimberly Richmond.
Mohammed Al-Balharith.
Eric Hayworth.
Andrew Siha Poem.
Casey Jorarmo.
Sonam Punsak.
Tsunami, here's your card.
Paul James.
Got it.
Jason Teeve. Nicholas John Tang.
You got it.
Maricela Bojorquez.
Here's the card.
Natalie Miranda Sanchez.
Congrats, here's your card, Natalie. Thank you.
Anastasia Duncan.
Your card. Thank you.
Rory Barnett.
Thank you. You bet.
Carrie Thomas.
Love your earrings.
Mac Burgo.
There you go, Matt. Hi. You got it.
Alexander Poe.
Well done. Got it.
Donard Corpuz.
Thank you. Juan.
Calvin Huang.
Plager.
Jacob Plager.
Wasn't sure if I was supposed to say grrr.
Gordon Harris Jr.
There you go, Gordon. Thank you.
Kayleen Proctor.
Your
Jessica May Jonesaid. Abdul Wahab Abukar. Mary Cater. Mohammed Abdulkader.
And Mohammed, here's your card. Javi Guemes.
Javi Guemes.
Here's your card, Javi. Congrats. Thank you.
McKenna Mazer. Lindsay Martin.
Woohoo! Here's your card, sweetie. Thank you.
Brady Lab. Kashyapa Bandra. Abraham Passion.
Tanya Mena.
Nathaniel McGowan. Keith Doherty.
Marissa Savongse.
Robert Vizcarra.
Cedric Stone.
Lucas Jordan Rands.
Ochoa.
Congrats.
Herman Ochoa.
Oh, sorry.
Grant Phillips.
Maria Prieto. Maria Prieto.
Christine Kayata.
Carrie McCallsty.
Nadine Toma.
Justin Bates.
Anna Dayub.
Benjamin Miller.
Won Pio So.
Israel Jensen.
Eugene So.
Vince Mai.
Congrats.
Saif Al-Rikabi.
Zavita Sasser.
Ali Al-Jarudi.
Brett Pinkleton.
Ali, here's your card. Thank you.
Alexis Arango.
Adrian Boogaloo.
William German.
Ronaldo Dye.
Zane Andrews.
Jose Paniagua.
Dominic Diaz.
Jackson Hayner.
Olivia Guerra.
Araceli Jessica Rodriguez.
Jacob Hilt.
Spencer Moore. Jenfu Huang.
Maya Muramoto.
Sienna May. Jenny Pham.
Matt Hellmuller.
Comey.
Congrats.
Mark Comey.
Ooh, backflip. The first backflip of the night.
Tyler Funk.
Now you got to do a backflip.
Austin Harp Croker.
Mohammed Al-Jarawi.
Athena Barber.
Mujahid Al-Kumishki.
Sabrina Hernandez Reed.
Muhammad Al-Habsi.
Deborah Clark. Josie Cheney.
Ali Alawati.
Adriana Solis Soto.
Al-Muhammad Al-Shaksi.
Vidi Diana Ingham.
Abdulaziz Al-Bulushi.
Nicole Cantrell.
Joshua Marion.
Chanel Dushin. Esther Ejinleen.
Alden Lofquist.
Rachel Nita. James Peterson.
Edwin Valenzuela.
Stephanie Geronimo Martinez.
Elema Ali.
Angela Santana.
Madeline Monlux.
Clarissa Caran Patubo.
Trang Nguyen.
Miriam June Pagahi.
Yoshira Trujeke Palma.
Muhammad Ali. Hadi Alhamza.
Hasmin Vera Morales.
Chrissy Dean. JT Washington.
Yesi Mendoza Reyes.
Andrew Harp. Daphne Scott.
Shata Al-Karusi.
Mirinda Lynn Carlisle.
Taylor Leslie.
Regina Pham. Huiling Lim.
Raquel Vega Gonzalez.
Stephen Babcock. Essie Mesa.
Kayla Greenanger.
Brandon McDonald.
Gracian Natantu.
Aaron Sinclair.
Shannon McCarran.
Bryson Arakaki.
Elizabeth Lingas.
Jonan Doan.
Paua Bentz.
Karen Wilkson.
You bet.
Hector Arredondo.
Anna Karen Gutierrez. Alexa Kelly.
Brianna Robles.
Henry Button. Nadia Pahotzina.
Martin Cornejo Torres.
Whitney Budiman.
Edwin Rivas Alvarez.
Yanina Morrissey.
Wenling Xu.
Jesse Mitz.
Yufeng Chen.
Grace Hamilton.
Wei Lin.
Evan Gonroff.
Tin Tran.
Anthony Smith.
Vi Nguyen.
Hugh Chen.
Ween Pham.
Joseph Keenan.
Kendall Lusing.
Hope Gonzalez. Alisa Kobayashi.
Sarah Fatum.
Zachary McCarroll.
Francisco Martinez Puya.
Tran No.
Omar Hernandez.
Nathan Kim.
Khalil Larabi.
Danny Winka Win.
Dennis Mehmedovic.
Truong Win.
Christopher Bjorn.
Jessica Pham.
Yasmin Elmi.
Jenica Kyle Susi.
Claire Fender.
Here you go, Claire.
John Nico Susi.
Rafaela Carrasco.
Congratulations.
Emily Stentz.
Kaylee Brucker.
Evan Brown.
Kylie Greenwood.
Arif Ryan Alwar.
Annie Noon.
James Thomas.
Molly Dixon.
Julia Guerra.
Alexis Walther.
Alyssa Hamilton.
Alexis Reyes.
Jasmine Guerrero.
Desiree Harry.
Maya Rawas.
Jessica Jennings.
Angela Leshy.
Taylor Furman.
Lucia Henry.
Federico Patey.
Austin Yocklich.
Athna Al-Hayak.
Norman Dumit.
Halima Khatun.
Here you go, Halima. Congrats.
T. Nguyen.
Eduardo Katakutan.
Jasmine Fisher.
Here you go, Eduardo.
William
Ely
Phillips.
Ray.
Nicole Fox.
Isabel McAnulty Lopez.
Kelly Reeves.
Adam Stockman.
Imara Thomas.
Wesley Dye.
Stephanie Castillo.
Samuel Ryan.
Waleed Khan.
Ian Locke.
Wait, Mazia? Oh, sorry.
Maria Petsova Muta.
Oh, thank you.
Sara Morales Baca.
Jessie Nu Nguyen.
Oliver Klotzba.
Thanks, Oliver.
Christopher Pham.
Julio Morales.
Luis Alejandro Valenzuela.
Giuseppe Abad.
Will Barton.
Surjati?
Daryl Surjati.
Daniel Calderon.
Daryl?
Luis Enrique Jimenez Maldonado.
Juan Rivera.
Here you go, Juan.
Evan Lorenzen.
Matthew Daly.
Harris Haidari.
Ramon Hernandez.
Sokong Singh.
David Delaney.
Sorry.
DeAndre Smith.
Daniel Pack.
Mariano Ferreira Garcia.
Brendan Royes.
Zachary Danner.
Sydney Clapham.
Joshua Mendez. Elizabeth Wood.
Yes, where has this been?
Henry Ducey.
Erica Ambrose.
Alex London.
Hoyong Sun.
Tony Lee.
Daniel Hernandez Boteo.
Tai To.
Magali Morgado Gonzalez.
Brandon Tai.
Michael Rowe. Darren James.
Millen Van.
Corey Henley.
Kayla De La Schmidt.
Catherine Tatiana Salas Madrano.
Reed McNames.
Kendra Renee Wilson.
Eddie Martinez.
Trem Bowie.
Tyler Straub.
Elizabeth Murphy.
Ruby Yanis.
Spencer Bozzini.
Olivia Dowling.
Trinity Joy Bowen.
Juan Nguyen.
Samuel Mark Phillips.
Thank you.
Jasmine Wortham.
Jose Adrian Padilla Chavez.
Wajid Al Ghazali.
Carlos Luz.
Bethlehem Desta.
Here's your card, Bethlehem.
Juan Jose Constantino Madrigal.
CH.
Samson Sue.
Glad I asked.
Lydia Binyam.
Matthew Kwong Jensen.
Thank you, sir. Pludeman. All right.
Scott Pludeman.
Vanessa Valen Kamkozi.
Brandon Singhara.
Jordan Ashley Pitzel.
Taylor Nguyen.
Brenda Molina Suhina.
Delon Napke.
Here you go, Dylan. Congrats.
Alexandre Marie McCoy Bibo.
Francisco Santana.
Crystal Warner. Rudy Lampkin.
William Perez Rodriguez.
Andres Lampkin.
Kiana Naomi Rodriguez.
Alan Shiki.
Javier Urzua.
Tyler Coleman.
Isabel Faith Kalau.
Pacharan Marvin.
Oleg Oksenyuk.
Andrea Bojorquez.
Morgan Anderson.
Bree Mello.
Melissa Ceja Chavez.
Janea Pedrano.
Shawnee Cooperman.
Congrats.
Mitchell. Ajane Mitchell.
Lionel Rebullosa.
Donovan Waugh.
Calvin Mitchell Stevens.
Austin Bradshaw.
Okay.
Zohain Sharma.
Eleanor Behe.
Ronaldo Gonzalez.
Cody Williams. John Schulte.
Anayeli Jimenez Arteaga.
Congrats.
Enrique Martinez Contreras.
Hunter Rude Clark.
Here's your card, Hunter.
Jacqueline Arsua.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Darren Rafael Bueno Morales.
Inocentia Palacios.
Daniel Joseph.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Talia Chelstad.
Maddie Stitzel.
Talal Jamal Albaptin.
Xenia Truderung.
Thank you for the help.
Michael Van Sant.
Dustin Adams.
Congrats.
Jasmine Hall.
Mercedes Michael.
Jamila Bell.
Alex Kamsuk.
Yesenia Ramos Pacheco.
Emily Heineman.
Safia McLeod Ali.
Burke Alba.
Hasol Yu.
Eric Brian Santana Lopez.
Karina Antunez Diaz.
Joshua Ezekiel Lindane Carpio.
Ana Dalia Lozanos.
Christian Manuel Vasquez.
Tatiana Kimolin Rojas.
Oh, look at the sky. We're just like barely escaping.
Adam Tomaselli.
Carlos Hueso Jr.
Taylor Lewis.
Lydia Yang.
Christina Card.
Christy Mua.
Christina.
Samantha Bates.
Ella Lambert.
Thomas Tice.
Megan Christensen.
Nicole Ferret.
Taryn Jones.
Caitlin Newdigger.
Joseph Whaley.
Rhiannon Sant.
Karina Bratkov.
Amaka Agun.
Michelle Allen.
Rito Wisar.
Henry Monterroso. Marcos Campuzano Olvera.
Marcos, here you go.
Joanna Marie Tucker. Therese Christofferson. Ryan Fries. Jocelyn Navarro Morales. Larissa Elizabeth Aguilar Santiago. Ian Robert Lester. Devora Gutierrez. Trin Ngo. Patrick Burke. Kelly Pugh. Johanna Salas Flores. Evelyn Yuan. Yen Tu. Tung Tran. Mei Ling Bonglampon.
Congratulations.
Chu Chao Sen.
Here you go, Chu Chow.
Blake Boston.
That's great. For later.
Keely Yoakum.
So, Lance,
Lanson Trung. Savannah Fritz. Michelle Gullen. Hannah Meyer.
Go, Hannah. Thank you.
Duke Tran. Savannah Duarte.
Savannah.
Fernando Segovia. Frankie Garcia.
Here you go, Frankie.
Timothy Zimmer. Isaac Yim. Alicia Dillon. Sitlali Patlan Diaz. Fernando Herrera.
Well done.
Congratulations once again for baccalaureate and master students. If you'll please stand at this time. And you may now move your tassel from the right to the left side. Congratulations to you all. Thank you for being here. Congratulations. And the rain held off. It's a good omen for the rest of your careers. Thank you.